Welcome to Movies with the Homies, the show where I show movies to my homies that they still haven't seen. Today, we're going to talk about an animated classic, Fantastic Planet. Today we have John and Ismail. So, John, what did you think of the movie we just watched?
It was very interesting. It was very creative. I really liked it.
Okay.
What about you?
Oh man, I liked it. It was so incredibly wild. So many different things going on. It was a lot of twists and turns, and a great animated film overall.
You guys never seen this movie before?
Never before, and I kind of regret I hadn't seen it before. I never even heard about this. John, being an anime fan, how do you like the style of drawing?
It was quite interesting in how they animated it. I mean, it was
A lot of hand drawing.
a lot of watercolor animations.
Yeah, must have taken them.
I mean, it's a Criteria movie, right?
Yes.
So it was it's something you wouldn't know, but it also mentioned in the beginning that it won an award, right?
I think so.
Mhm.
It was in French, so I don't know. what
Yeah,
it
so
said.
yeah. But it was also dubbed in English, which is
Yeah,
a good thing.
there's a French track on the channel, but I think the English one sounds creepier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a creepy movie. It was creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies you gotta watch with an open mind. You can't really consider thinking a plot to it, but it's yeah. I mean, there's a lot of animes out there that you gotta have to watch with an open mind because it's very interesting.
You want to give us a summary, John?
The movie starts with this woman and her baby just running away from something, and she looks like she's something from a different planet or something. Everything's huge and she's tiny, but it's really she's normal size and she's in a different planet. And she's being chased by these you're almost it's almost underwater, but I guess more alien-like. They remind me of sea monkeys if they're
Yeah, they look like sea monkeys. They got their fans on the
yeah,
side.
well, the gills on the side,
Yeah,
and they're blue.
the
But it's-
giant blue things.
But it seems like they're the blue people were more civilized since they have their own world, and then the humans you more find out towards the movie that they're also civilized too.
Yeah,
But it's like a role reversal when it comes to having pets rodents and ants.
yeah,
You know how ants
Yeah.
have a colony because if you look at an ant farm, they have their own stuff. They have their own junkyard. They have their own place to live and all that.
yeah.
So
I liked. Well, it was crazy because in the beginning too, you're saying they're civilized, but those little things, because the children of the blue people were torturing that mom and that. I mean, they were doing what.
Little bastards.
Yeah, they were doing what people do with magnifying glasses to ants.
they're
they're
kids.
yeah.
So kids do what kids do. You know?
They accidentally kill the mom, and then the baby gets picked up by another blue person that's out walking with her dad.
Mhm.
And then that's the main characters right there is the baby. The
Yep.
baby gets picked up, and we kind of follow his life through his struggles being a pet, essentially,
Yeah.
to these
His
sea
name-
monkeys.
His name was Hector.
Was it?
Was it Hector?
I don't know.
No, I thought it was Terra or something like
Terra.
that. Terran or so, I don't know.
Terran, I think.
I
Yeah.
think so.
It was something relating to the ancestors, because they knew those blue people brought them to their planet, right?
Yes.
That's what they were saying. They were saying oh, we brought them from Terra. They used to have a civilization. It's almost like a future for us. It shows kind of our future getting picked up by aliens, and they like to meditate a lot in the beginning. You see them meditating a lot, and kind of as it goes on further, you find out why they like meditating so much. You know.
Then what happens to the main character, Tara?
Oh, he runs away. He runs away finally. At first, he couldn't run away because he had some kind of a bracelet,
collar, yeah.
a collar that keeps him in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
But he got smart.
Yeah, whenever he runs
He was
away.
learning.
How did he get smart?
He was learning from the I guess the prisoner master or his master would meditate with him, or learn with him, and she would be petting him but learning her history.
He had a learning device.
Yeah, it was
And
like
so-
headphones you put on and it shows you. Well, It shows you, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be
It's
seeing
from
that, right?
it's like listening, so he was able to like
Audiobooks. They
Yeah.
were ahead of their time. They
basically
were,
yeah he was
Audible.com.
able to like hear what she was learning.
It showed the bracelet malfunction. I think that's how he started hearing it. His bracelet malfunctioned and was picking up the radio waves of the the headphones, and he was able to learn, and he knew how to read their stuff, which comes up later on when he's with the Savage Ohms. Is what they call them, Ohms.
Yeah, they're from what the things call them, they call them ohms.
Yeah. And when he ran away, he took the bracelet with him. Or the headphones, I mean. He took the headphones with him.
The learning headphones.
Yeah.
He felt that it could help him.
Yeah, I think he was addicted. If you notice, when he introduces the headphones to the Savage people after successfully getting away, and a girl finds him and rips his collar off, she takes him to their tribe, and he's able to teach them. He teaches them how to like use this thing, and they look addicted to it. They like constantly like, oh, why'd you turn it off? Like whenever they're showing them, they're like, turn it back on, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I don't want to measure pilgrims and Indians because then you know what happened with that. But
Yeah, the pilgrim. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of bad what happened, but
Then what happened when Tara joined the escaped and got rescued?
Oh, well, he brings that device in, and the elder wizard man. There's like a wizard, and then there's the elder. The elder's a little more understanding. It seems like the wizard's more like, get him away from him. We don't get him away from here. We don't need the drag. I think that's the name.
That's what
We
they
don't need
call
their
it.
knowledge. We don't need the big
Yeah,
blue
yeah.
people's knowledge. We got our own, you know. And eventually, or like from there, they challenge him to kind of like, you know, challenge to the death. Whoever dies. Whoever wins gets to stay, and he ends up winning. He stays alive, and after that, what happens, John? After he wins the thing, they go on an expedition to get
Oh, yeah.
food. They go out and find food.
no,
No.
they're still in those little boxes that they had.
Oh yeah.
Before they do the ritual,
Mhm.
what does Tara see when he wakes up? That they're doing in the middle of the night.
Oh, the wizard. It's almost like a skull of one of the blue people. It looks like it's
think it's a
buried in
skull.
it's buried in the desert up to its ears, and these little people like go and they line up and they crawl on top of it. And at the very tippy top, they get their communion or whatever it is. It's glowing like edible something, maybe a hit of some ecstasy or
It's like,
something.
it's like a glowstone. They eat or something.
Yeah, and they eat it, and they get turned on. They get real randy, and you can see because you can see them glowing. So the camera kind of pans out. It kind of shows.
It's like fireflies.
Yeah,
See the
fireflies,
picture.
and they pair off, and they go out into their bushes or behind a rock or behind a branch, and they get it on.
Yeah,
You're
they're
freaky.
basically their mating ritual,
Yes.
and that's one thing that they're afraid of is that. What do they call this thing again?
The drag.
The drags.
Drags?
Are,
Drones?
that's another thing. They were also fearful of them populating.
Yeah, getting.
Getting it on.
Yeah,
Getting
they
it
saw them
on.
as a pest because the humans.
They didn't see them.
Ohms,
They
they're
didn't see them.
pests.
They didn't see them as a threat at first. They thought they were just whatever
Mhm.
playthings
Yeah, they're just pets to them. They were disposable and they could whatever. They
But
die.
one
whatever.
thing they didn't know is that they're humans, and humans have a very complex mind and a
Yes.
brain.
They
So
adapt.
they adapt and they learn.
Hmm.
And that's one thing,
And then they had the source of their knowledge.
So they would learn twice as more because the
Yeah.
brain can absorb so much,
Yeah.
learn a lot.
Yeah.
So like they always say, the most fearful predators, human.
Oh yeah, the most dangerous game.
Yeah.
Human. Or ohms in this case, but
Plus-
they're humans.
Yeah.
they're
Well, I
humans.
mean, we've evolved in the past.
Yeah.
So like any type of element they're in, they'll always evolve.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of what it shows in this.
I mean, remember
movies.
when they took down one of the?
Yeah. So after the ritual.
Don't
They
forget,
go for
just letting you know, these what do you call it, the Terax?
The
Ohms?
people?
No, the blue people.
The drags?
The drags are basically like
What are they called?
I don't know. Droops?
Droogs or
No,
drags?
okay, the blue
Drones.
people.
The blue
The blue people.
Imagine this is the what Terex?
The drags.
Drags.
Just call them blue people. The blue people.
No, the people. The whole
Ohms.
Oh, but imagine this is the Ohm, and then we're the drags. That's how big. That's
Yeah,
how,
yeah, that's the comparison.
That's a comparison of like a. I know you're not going to Attack on Titan is, but imagine that. These are the people right here.
This is the people their size.
Yeah.
And this is the big blue guy.
So
the
like
blue
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
So yeah,
that's
pick
how-
them up.
And his boobs are hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, their boobs are just like
Yeah.
they show it all, nipples and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
So just letting you know that when they took down a
yeah,
thing, it's
it's
amazing.
impressive. That's
Yeah.
impressive. They use their mind. They use the knowledge they gained.
use-
And
Their savagery.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they
at that point, that's when they were fearful that one of them died.
yeah.
And then that's when they started doing like the extermination or what they call it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
extermination
Well,
was before.
they would do it every 3 cycles. They said, and I don't know
Yeah.
what that means because it's like all
Most likely every
alien, but
most likely every like 3 years or something.
yeah, 3 weeks or 3. Yeah, because I think they said the blue people's weeks are the Ohms year. So like 1 week to the blue people is a year for us, kind of what they were saying.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, so maybe it is like every 3 years.
So their life isn't that long.
No.
So it's basically like a sea monkey.
Wait, who the Ohms or the blue people?
The blue people.
The blue people live a long time though.
Well, yeah, they have the same like life cycle as a human, but well, because they're giant, so
Yeah.
that's why they don't live as long. They,
I would like to say that a lot of the setting for the place where it was on, their planet's so weird. They have like a lot of dripping things, or they have crystals growing out of nowhere.
whoever created this movie
Tomato.
was either high or something on like acid or something.
Yeah, yeah, these were way out of my imagination. I've never even thought of stuff like this. I mean,
No.
I'm not making sets or anything. So, but like still,
Yeah.
it's like tomatoes that shoot out flies and like
The croissant thing. That
no,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
the croissant hippo with
The
the 3
croissant.
nostrils.
We thought it was having a baby, and then it eats the baby.
Yeah. And I thought it was like massaging it with the tongue. It was just getting a taste for it. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be tasty. And
Or
just eats them.
that tree thing that grabs the birds and just throws them in the ground. just
Yeah, it
eats them
doesn't
off
even
the
eat.
other.
There's like a cage. It's like a tree that's caged itself in, and like it has its branch out, and a bird flies on it, and just boom, just throws it in. There's like evidence that that's not the first bird. There's like 10,
Yeah.
12 birds on the floor.
But I mean, this kind of shows like what happens if we end up on another planet.
Mm-hmm.
Because like,
Yeah.
we're their planet, and then they have all sorts of different life forms up there.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's I guess it's a way of showing like how we come into like different like how we move into like a different land. You know how we took over.
Yeah, perseverance.
Like
being
imagine
adaptable.
like the animals out there. You know
Mhm.
how we like adapted and like. They always say that they were here before us,
Mhm,
type of thing. So
After they kill the giant,
Uh-huh.
they
Which
go
is a
to
scandal.
which
Like
is-
it went to the national council.
they go to the UN of
Yeah,
the blue people.
they're
like,
there's a travesty.
How did this happen?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So
freaking
then
out.
after that, they decide they're gonna fumigate more often.
Mm-hmm.
But after this happens, the Ohms decide to go to the rocket.
Yeah,
factory.
they go to the blue people's old rocket like storage or like it's all junk. It's like it looks like it's been abandoned long
Yeah.
time ago, and they are able to using the knowledge they gained from the headset. They are able to kind of use their technology to make rockets, make weapons. I'm assuming they didn't show any weapons specifically, but they did say kind of protect themselves, and they built a rocket. Is the main point of that part.
And they went to what do you call it?
Fantastic Planet,
Yep.
the name of the movie.
But they were planning on running away there, but they didn't realize that Fantastic Planet was
What was Fantastic Planet, John?
it was basically like I guess a place where they are
The blue people.
for the blue people. But when they meditate, their like mind goes over there, and there are these like statues that
This is like mannequins without a head.
basically yeah, and that's where they like elope and mate or dance or something.
nuptial
Yeah.
what is he?
And the
Ceremonies.
the gnomes, what do you call it? They saw that, they freaked out, and
They
they started.
They
We
freaked
got the
out.
disintegration rate.
It's like we ran away from them, and they were back over here again. So they started shooting them, and then that's when the people freaked out, and it's like, oh no.
I guess the Ohms are against interplanetary orgies.
I think the
because
gnomes
that's
just
kind
freaked out,
of-
and
Yeah.
then they didn't know that they were killing
Really?
the mating.
I mean, they were
yeah.
just dancing around, and I guess they were freaking out because they were getting near the rocket ship.
Oh yeah, they were almost
They're
gonna
like,
step on a
yeah.
rocket. It's like, oh, get the disintegration ray out. They just shot everyone. They shot the people that were close to them, and then everyone else. And
And then they destroy all their mannequins.
yeah, so they
And then
can't
after
meditate
that-
anymore.
The blue people just freaked out because they weren't because they weren't gonna have a way to get it on anymore.
Yeah,
It's
with
basically-
other beings from the
So
other
like,
galaxies.
so like, imagine like somebody deleting all the porn in the world.
Yeah.
That's what.
That was their connection to their internet porn, kind of.
It's more like imagine somebody deleted everybody's semen
Oh
and
yeah.
balls.
Like genitals.
Imagine somebody giving everybody a vasectomy.
Oh, and instantaneously.
Yeah,
So like,
with
yeah.
a
like,
laser.
like a Thanos.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
snap the ability for them
Snap
to
their
mate.
nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck. I think that would be like the same thing as those blue people freak out too.
You would freak out, John.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then what happens at the end?
At the end, the blue people are having their council again, and this is where everyone's freaking out. There's like people running around in the UN right there in the little council, and the main councilmen are like talking. And it's weird because they're in a cube inside with a table, but then the arenas around them where everyone can see, and that's where everyone's gonna go nuts. They talk about how the blue people and the Ohms, they don't want to destroy each other. They both want peace, so they kind of are able to somehow make peace. It shows that one of the blue people puts their hand on, the Ohm kind of walks on, and then it's showing that it's actually a info headset. So they're learning.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like
You can't-
team up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. If you can't beat the war, just
Yeah.
make peace.
Exactly. So they built another planet for these gnomes, and they call it Terra, kind of like after Earth. I'm
Like they
assuming,
made
'cause
it,
used to
yeah.
be Earth.
They made an agreement, and so like they mentioned, they have 2 satellites. One for
One's Fantastic Planet, and
yeah,
then the other
and
one's
another
Terra.
one is for them, where they
You can hang
guess.
out.
Yeah.
yeah.
They live there and hang out,
And they live happily ever after.
They do. It actually it's kind
we
of a
didn't-
happy
yeah,
ending.
we
Yeah.
didn't- we didn't find out what happened to them, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's,
To the blue people.
They're better off.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess it's up to your imagination. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to know what they look like, it's basically what Earth is right now.
Yeah.
So, John, you're a big anime fan. You're the biggest anime fan that we know.
Yeah.
What you think of the animation?
It was very good. I mean, knowing the time period it came out in, I mean, you know, they're very limited to a lot of like animation, but it's mostly a lot of I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad. You know, it was okay. It was
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
I mean, up to your standards, Japanese people's like it was. This was hand drawn. A
Yeah.
lot of it, you could tell when on the stills they would.
You can see the pencils.
Yeah, you could see the marks and.
it wasn't like Disney grade. It was more like
It's more like Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock. It's like Schoolhouse Rock style. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of that, speaking of music, it's had quite the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was a very strange soundtrack. It was like
Yeah.
making all these.
Yeah, the soundtrack was
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the movie a lot, and
It's
I
mostly mostly a lot of music in it.
liked,
Yeah.
There
Not-
wasn't there
some
wasn't too much
dialogue, but
talking.
more music. It's more of like a visual type of movie.
And then, do you think the music was good enough to justify how much it was on it? How much music was on the movie?
Yeah, plus all the sound effects they're doing to make it more like
More
Spacey, more 80s.
psychological, space.
Sci-fi, yeah.
Awesome.
So it shows how they can like make different sound effects and different instruments.
Yeah.
It's psychedelic.
Do you have a favorite part, John?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite part. I guess I just kind of like the whole movie. really.
The whole aesthetic, the whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite character, John?
Not really, honestly. I don't really have a favorite character because, like, I don't know.
They were all good.
Yeah. They all had their boobs out, so you can't really pick one.
Yeah, that's another thing you gotta like.
They were
The
rocking.
Janet Jackson's.
They
You
were
said
rocking the
Yeah.
Janet Jackson.
yeah. And then the old, because at one point the two tribes kind of have to merge together after they got fumigated.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And the main head from the other tribe's a chick, and she's old. Her titties are all saggy. They drew them all like pointy.
Orangutan titties.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Weird.
That was really weird. Yeah, it was funny how or it's crazy how it's a French movie, I think, and the writing is French. They're very open sexually, it seems like, and they're just showing everything, boobs and bush and just
Butts.
butts, and it was all gravy, all groovy baby, because it's the 70s.
No dongs.
Yeah,
No.
and if they were like tiny. They were like little like Greek statue dongs and stuff.
Greek statue dongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So John, would you watch this movie again?
Yeah, I'll watch it again to show somebody, honestly. What about you?
Yeah, I'd watch it again. It's not a long movie. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. 12 minutes including the credits. And
Yeah, because the reason why it's only an hour, because animation at the time was very hard to make.
yeah.
So this thing, like, maybe like a second took them, like, how long to draw?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Months probably.
'Cause animation,
It's-
yeah,
To
it's
get
not,
that whole effect out.
And some parts they weren't even animated. They were
Mhm.
just like not moving at all.
Yeah, and it would
Yeah,
just be like
there's-
the panning of the
Panning.
camera would be like an epic picture mural.
yeah, some parts remind me of Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
If you think
Yeah.
about
Oh
it.
yeah, when
Yeah.
they would show like the thing from what's that?
Mhm.
The one with the horns? I forget. He's wearing the costume with the monsters. I remember that one from Reading Rainbow. They that
Well, basically, they just had like a screenshot of just like the picture,
yeah.
and they just put dialogue on it. Which
Yeah.
is easy. But,
Yeah.
But the animation parts were, I'm sure, were really hard to do.
hmm I did want to mention my favorite part was the part where they use the ohms as Beyblades and they get them to fight each other.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
They had these two women tied with their hair, and they were just kind of fighting like that. And I think the main character Ohm has had bad experiences from what the blue people were talking about. It's like, oh, come bring your Ohm over. It's like, no, fuck that. Last time you guys almost ripped his ears off. So this time she's like, all right. She brings them, and it seemed like a savage Ohm, but then he's like peaceful. He starts singing, and the main character is like standing there, kind of like, I don't trust you. And the guy's still singing. He's like, come on. The blue guy's telling her Ohm, Tara's, come on, sing. He turns around and just chokes the other guy. And he's like, oh shit, he's savage.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was. I like that part.
Yeah.
Brought me back to elementary when we would play Beyblades and kids huddled around. It was so like human, those blue aliens were so human in that sense.
So John, how many orales out of 5 would you give it?
I'll give it a 4.
Awesome. Ishmael, how many orales out of 5 would you give it?
Ooh, out of 5 orderlists, I would give it a 4 as well. It's not a film I could show everyone. Some people I wouldn't be able to show. But most people I can. And it's not long at all. And I could see myself watching this more than one more time. 3 or 4 times again.
So just like titties or what?
I can show it to my friends and we can get, I don't know, just watch the boobies and stuff. No, but like, yeah, I actually liked it. And I think it's one of those things that maybe I'll understand more, because it's kind of like some things I didn't understand at first. And it's kind of like, well, why are they doing this? Or like, I just want to rewatch it again. Kind of get it.
Watch it, you might understand it. Like, oh, now I know why they did that.
Yeah. And just to see, because it's very strange, like how he's saying it's role reversal. It's us as pets to sea monkeys, but the sea monkeys are so intelligent. They're like they're giant people, and it's like it's cool. You don't see that every day. You don't see movies about oppressing humans, and it's kind of like, well,
Maybe
we're so fragile.
Attack on Titan.
That's not a movie. It's an
Yeah.
anime.
Doesn't count. Anyways, so there you have it. We watched Fantastic Planet, and altogether we gave it pretty good scores. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah, it's a positive review for as well.
positive
Yeah.
review.
Oh,
We
yeah.
recommend
For
Fantastic Planet,
orales.
and we give it 4 orales out of 5.